Hello and welcome to the Stronghold Digital Mining Daily Update. Today is Thursday, June 1st, 2023. There have been some interesting developments with regard to what I referenced yesterday, of course, which was this United States of America centric issue of a debt ceiling. It seems to slowly but surely be making progress. So presumably the debt ceiling will be increased. Now, what does that mean for Stronghold Digital Mining? What does it mean for the Bitcoin ecosystem, the publicly traded Bitcoin ecosystem, which we're a part of? Well, interestingly, the sector seemed to do pretty well today, right? The markets overall, seem to be galloping off to the races. We at one point were, I think, as high as about like around 650 a share, give or take a little bit. But then we pulled back quite a bit. Almost 650 a share. Then we pulled back a bit, volume 220 some odd thousand shares, almost 230,000 shares. Hey, look, some days are going to be better than others in the stock market. What I do like from an operational perspective, let's go and put up that slide, please. Okay, so the past 24 hours, PJM Penelec, of course, that is where our Scrubgrass power plant is located. Grid prices in that zone of the grid have averaged about $31. PJM PP&L, which is where Panther Creek is located, grid prices the past 24 hours have averaged about $28.50. Now, this is the most important metric, I think, on this particular little slide. Bitcoin priced in dollars per megawatt hour, because this takes into consideration not just the price of Bitcoin, but also the network hash rate. And so on average, the past 24 hours, we've been at $85.14. The reason I make such a big deal about that is because, or back to me, by the way, and incidentally, I forgot to mention Bitcoin's roughly around 27 some odd thousand the past 24 hours. The reason, though, why Bitcoin priced in dollars per megawatt hour is such a big deal is because let's assume we're creating our own electricity. I mean, yes, it's true that we can import power from the grid, and we have done that. But for the sake of being somewhat conservative in our approach to this, let's just assume we're making our own electricity. Furthermore, let's sort of assume we're still making electricity at about $50 a megawatt hour. We're doing it for far less than that, but let's just kind of assume we're at 50 to make the math easy. So if you're producing electricity at $50, and then you can turn around, right, as I've said a bazillion times before, and essentially turn that electricity into Bitcoin priced in dollars per megawatt hour, the spread between 50 and 85, that's a very healthy and useful spread. I'm sure you'd agree with that. Needless to say, if we're importing electricity from the grid, well then, the spread's even larger. So from an operational perspective, the last 24 hours, I think, have been phenomenal, assuming everything's been working, right? Our data centers have been online, the power plants have been online. Assuming all that is true, then the past 24 hours have been great for our company from an operational perspective. Yeah, it's always a bit frustrating, and I want to just acknowledge this, when you see a day where, gosh, a lot of the other somewhat well-known Bitcoin mining stocks are on the rise. And, yes, it's true. We were kind of like in contention there. We were kind of galloping ahead, but then we kind of retreated a bit. Hey, it's just the way it is sometimes. I think the key thing is to focus on our operations. As I've said before, when we take care of operations, operations will eventually take care of us. Let's stay positive. That's really important. Let's be great. And we'll see each other again here tomorrow.